G'day, this is Simon at South OC Cars and Coffee. You know, I thought we were going to have a quieter week this week because Monterey Car Week is on. That's where James is. And I did an introduction. I said, hey, we got some great cars, including a full carbon fibre Camaro we're going to make car of the week. And then just as I finished, we get a Carrera GT roll in. And then just as that parks, we get a beautiful 70th anniversary LaFerrari in bright yellow pull in. So an amazing array of cars. Let's go for a walk and check them out. As I mentioned in the intro, great turnout today. My Camaro, of course, carbon fibre, thanks to the guys at Anderson Composites, Whipple, all that sort of stuff, 1,020 horsepower. Next to it, big shout out to Peter, one of our volunteers. He just got this wrapped by the guys at Next Level Auto Protection. They're also the guys that PPF'd my Camaro and also Sarah's car as well. They've done a great job. Big thank you to them, and also for Peter. Look at this South OC Cars and Coffee logo there. And also my other business, the Bracketeer logo there as well. So big thank you. Rolling along, have a look at this beautiful, beautiful McLaren sitting here. Just love the roof scoop, ton of carbon fibre. This thing looks absolutely incredible. Next to it, really interesting build on this Carrera GT. Obviously a satin black, as you can see, but if you look down in the details, things like the headlights are red, red seatbelts, red stitching, whole lot of red on this. An interesting build. I didn't even notice it when it first came in, and I went, hang on a minute, that's a Carrera GT, so very cool. As we come in next to it, if I can scoot through the crowd, and there is a big crowd here as well. Check this out. This is a beautiful 70th anniversary LaFerrari. How do I know it's 70th anniversary? I'm not so clever to look at it. I realised I read the badge. This car looks absolutely amazing in this bright yellow. It just, you know, you see a lot of red Ferraris, obviously, and hey, I love red Ferraris, they look good, but this thing, the spec on it is amazing. All this beautiful carbon fibre through here, carbon steering wheel, like even around, look at this, around the windshield, through the back, through here. I love the way they've integrated the technology. Here's our internal combustion engine through here, and the electrics for the electric side of the LaFerrari there. So one of the first real three hybrid supercars, or hypercars should I say, that came out at the time. Obviously this, the 918, and obviously the P1 as well. Still a great looking car. It has not dated at all. Absolutely amazing. This thing rolled in, really stopped the traffic. This is a beautiful, beautiful drop top Mercedes 190. Just classic lines from this era, aren't they? They're just wonderful. The painted wheels, the colour matched hubcaps, that beautiful leather interior, classic large rim steering wheel. Just a lovely, lovely car. 190 SL, absolutely love it. And you know, by comparison, sitting next to it is this AMG GTS. Isn't it great seeing such big generation differences between the cars, but both have that same classic Mercedes line.
Your words on someone else, don't act like you're so obsessed with me, with me. You know that I ain't coming back, I'm sorry. Read my lips, you do not like that, you're drowning without me. Take it all back, but if you want my sympathy, honey, well come as a bitch, get ready for this.
Behind these people is our car of the week. This thing pulled in and I looked and saw the carbon fibre, and my first instinct was, is this carbon over metal? And I asked the owner, I said, is this carbon over metal? He goes, no, this is a full carbon fibre body. Would you think about doing that for a moment, taking an entire body of a car and making it from scratch out of carbon fibre, which is huge. So this is effectively like a brand new car. Look at that amazing interior through here, really beautiful roll cage through there, really nice instrumentation. Just very, very nice on every angle. Under the hood, I believe it's an LT4, so that's the same LS motor that you'll find in the Gen 6 Z01 Camaro, and also in the C7 Corvette as well. But really neat the way everything's been done. Just beautiful, beautiful looking car. I mean, it's effectively a brand new car, even though it's based on a 69 Camaro. Don't want to talk about that too much here, because we're going to make that car of the week, so I want you to watch that video. Just scooting over to the next vehicle here, Kenan from Baja HQ here today in his amazing F-150/Raptor. I'm not sure what this started its life off as. And the thing with Baja HQ could be absolutely anything. These guys do amazing work. They've won the Baja 1000 before. Look at the suspension on this thing. Absolutely over the top. Every angle you come in and have it. Look at this. He actually runs one of our bracketeer fire extinguisher brackets in it. Very, very tough. Is the V8, it's not the 6-cylinder, but very, very cool. Very, very nice looking truck. Great things happening at Camp Polestar at the moment. This is, of course, the Polestar 2. They just announced the new one. I was actually in Polestar in South Coast Plaza this week, and they've actually got the new one. The front of it, you can tell it's got a solid front. These are still the current model, not the new one. Of course, the Polestar 3, which is announced and we showcased here, and then all the other models that are coming, including the 4 and, of course, including the 5. That amazing Roadster that we've shared pictures of before. So great to have Polestar as our sponsors. Click on that QR code right there and you can arrange a test drive for yourself.
I'm falling fast, sitting here praying that this night's gonna last. You got it all on tap, I'm loving your vibe, always have your back. We like all the same tracks, listen all night in the sheets all black. Said I'm falling fast, don't remember life before you, that's
Great looking old Chevy here, check this thing out. Great colour scheme too. Green on green. Great looking old car, isn't it? I don't know what year it is, I'm guessing sort of 34, 35? 35, that wasn't a bad guess on my part, was it? It's a great looking car, and there's a, the fallacy, it wouldn't have been this colour originally though, so this right here,
I am the owner.
That's the owner right there, and so tell us about the car and how long you've owned it.
Well, I've had it for a little over a year and a half. I bought it from a dealer in Texas and had it shipped here to San Clemente where we live. 1935 Chevy with suicide doors.
Yep, look at that.
All stock, all original.
All stock, all original.
And it's got a 216.6 engine, the standard Chevy engine for decades.
Now, let's talk about that engine. Actually, can we have a look under there? Is that possible? So there it is. There's that engine. Now, if I'm not mistaken, in this era, they were a wet dip engine. The crankshaft would actually go down into the oil.
That's right.
Which would cause, so you really didn't have oil pressure the way you would with a lot of cars with a oil pump forcing through. It was actually, as the engine rotated, the crankshaft would go down through into the sump, into the oil, and that's what would...
That's exactly right. It has these little cups that grab the oil and bring it up to the rest of the engine.
So, and that, of course, it could cause reliability issues in the long run. A lot of guys later on would actually put the later Blue Flame motor or the motor that actually had the oil pump on it. But it's great to see this running, great to see the original engine in there, and what a great looking car. Hey, thanks for bringing it out, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you very much.
I need my space, I need my privacy, I need some silence, please, you're all too loud, you don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface, it makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning, that's all I'm learning, hope that we can make a turn and start reversing, all our minds and put the work in, we got some work, man.
This is cool. This is a little Mazda. Obviously Japanese import. You can tell by the mirrors on the side. It's also right-hand drive, I believe. And if I'm wrong, please correct me below. This is an RX-3. This is actually a GT model, but there was 71 to 78, I think this model range was run. Obviously this is the rotary engine as opposed to the cousin vehicle, which was called a Capella of the same era. This being the GT. The vehicle is also called a Savannah as well in some markets as well. I'd know it in Australia as the RX-3. Typically that's what we would see it as. But these days in certain markets, Australia certainly being one of them, they are pulling huge amounts of money. I mean, big dollars. An average one could be $30,000, a good one could be $60,000. They are actually a quick little car. That rotary engine was capable of huge horsepower. Not a lot of torque, obviously, and also not a lot of reliability. Unfortunately, the rotaries were known for doing seals in this particular era, but still a great looking little car for the era, a fast little car for the era as well, and something that now has a huge cult following, which is absolutely well deserved.
Had to cut it off before you made me worthless. Torn apart, I've been torn and scarred. I had a given art, but now I'm thinking smart. I'm keeping up my guard, I'm hiding every card. A royal flush of left, you never know what's hard. With a back to the mat, gonna see where I'm at. I'ma fight like I'm mad, I'm a beast.
It is the morning for cool JDMs. We just looked at that little Mazda RX-3. Have a look at this thing. This is a Toyota Cressida. This is not a Cressida power plant. Have a look at this under the hood. This is a V8 quad cam. I'm guessing it's probably a Lexus motor or one of the Toyota V8s from overseas. But imagine that in this thing. I mean, it's got to be an little animal. Manual gearbox still, no back glass, and that look that seems to be putting tyres that are about 5 sizes too small on wider rims. Something I'll never get, but it is a style, and hey, all power to anyone who does it. They've obviously engineered this quite well as well. Look at this. Have a look at the way they've done these top strut towers. This is really cool. I mean, this is not a, hey, let's have a few drinks and shoehorn this into the family station wagon. This is somebody spent some time doing this. Very interesting.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wait.
2 more great cars side by side. A bit of a personal choice. This one's interesting. It's not really something that I'm necessarily into myself, but I really respect. This is like the Subaru GT, basically built on the legacy station wagon. They're actually a quick car, turbocharged. Ton of get up and go. This has got some really nice wheels on it as well, and obviously somebody's changed the front bumper on it, but they're a quick little car. This obviously Japanese import, right-hand drive. Next to it, my favourite era of Impalas. This is actually a 66. I really like 66s, and the reason I like them is because of this. We're going to go have a look at the back. They have these one-piece tail lights across the back. 65, 3 tail lights across here. 66, they integrated them back into the bumper, 3 tail lights. Apparently, and I could be wrong, but I heard that when the 66 came out, all the purists that loved those 3 light looks that Chevy had really didn't like it. They thought they'd moved away from their styling. They went back to the 3 lights, but for me, that's what makes the 66 a standout. So very different cars, but really great to see them side by side.
Back. I won't stop, I'ma fight until there's nothing left. It's so on, you're gonna be hurting bad, cause I've been to hell and back. You don't wanna make me mad, I stay strong, you will never see me crack. And if you get in my way, you're gonna feel the wrath. Gotta say it to my face while he's looking back. Mirror breaks after math, when I hate I attack. I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. When I feel like this, I'm immortal. Don't be scared. Just give me up. Don't be scared.
Saw this pull in and thought, I don't know what that is. It's one of the new Fisker Ocean, one of the new SUVs. I know there's a lot of this sort of vehicle, this shape coming along, but when I look at this and I compare it to something like the new Polestar, for example, I just feel that this is overstyled. It's reminiscent of some of the stuff coming out by some of the Korean manufacturers as opposed to being clean and minimalistic and beautiful. My personal opinion. I know somebody probably loves all of this, but for me, there's just too much going on. Too much going on in the front, too much going on with these wheels down here, with this insert, even the way it sort of steps up here with an extra bit up here. Even the lights, it's busy. It's a busy design. Some people like it. personally not my favourite. Just heading through the motorcycles, came into Matt's amazing bike here. Great looking little 72. I was just asking you, was it cafe racer style? And you said more of a resto mod style inspiration.
Yeah.
So did you just buy the bike and start stripping stuff off and then rebuild it up? What was the plan?
Well, when I got the bike, it was all stock basically. Everything on it was either broken, bent, missing, or not working.
Yeah.
So I went through everything, replaced every bolt, all the brake. I mean, everything on it's pretty much redone. It's a 450 two-cylinder, 1972.
Yeah, it looks good. I like the style. Are they like a bias ply tyre on them, or are they just designed to look like an old style?
Yeah,
tyre?
it's old style Firestone.
Yeah.
Like the old school bikes. I like the look. Put a bigger front tire on to kind of match the size of the rear.
Yeah, it looks good. I like it. I mean, it's just like you said, it's not really a cafe racer. Like you said, it doesn't have clip-on bars, that sort of stuff. But it's just its own style and something you wanted it to be. So
exactly.
Cool. Thanks for bringing it out, Matt. Great talking with you. That is it for another week of South OC Cars and Coffee. Hey, thank you so much for watching. I want to do a big shout out to all of our sponsors, the Polestar, Maguire's, Reviver, Continental, the PDM brands, Next Level Auto Protection, Polaris Slingshot, Carbontastic, Happy Jewelers, and Slush Motorsports. We really appreciate those guys. If you'd like to be a sponsor, please check out our website and the sponsorship section. To all of our volunteers, thank you so much for what you guys do. We couldn't do the show without them. If you want to become a volunteer, please head over to our South OC Cars and Coffee merch Instagram page, or to our website, or to Facebook and DM us. If you become a volunteer, you get to bring your car in early, and Ruby's also hooked you up with a free coffee and donut as well. So a big thank you to Ruby's for doing that, and also to the volunteers. Big thank you to the outlets of San Clemente for allowing us to be here. We could not do the show without them. Remember, if you need to do any shopping, go to the movies, go to a restaurant, come to the outlets and tell them South OC Cars and Coffee sent you. Just remember, please, if you're going to come to the show, respect our rules. No revving, no speeding, no burnouts. That includes on the streets of San Clemente and getting on and off the freeway as well. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. We'll see you back here next week for another South OC Cars and Coffee.